Netflix royally screwed up Masters of the Universe with Revelations. A lot of people were really looking forward to it, hoping that it wouldn't be terrible and at least continue the Masters of the Universe story in a meaningful and respectable way, but they didn't. They created bottom-of-the-barrel content, and about a year ago, Sony had announced that they were doing a He-Man live-action movie, and then we found out it lost its lead actor. But now it's been announced that Netflix will be doing the movie, and they announced a new lead actor, and while the media is hyping up this film, fans are really skeptical. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So there have been a lot of big announcements with this movie now. It says Masters of the Universe film taps West Side Story star as He-Man, and if you guys don't know about West Side Story, it had released a few months ago, and it completely bombed at the box office. It took in less than $40 million globally. It was a complete and utter failure. It didn't do well at all. People didn't like it. It's got awful ratings online, but it says the Masters of the Universe movie has found its new He-Man and a new home. I wish it wasn't Netflix, I'm going to be honest. Masters of the Universe Revelation, in my opinion, wasn't good at all. I was really disappointed with it. And now Netflix is getting a chance to ruin a live action. It says the project, which was previously being developed by Sony Pictures, is now a joint venture between Mattel Films and Netflix, with West Side Story's Kyle Allen slated to play Prince Adam/He-Man. The film is being directed by Aaron and Adam Nee from a screenplay they co-wrote with David Callahan, known for his work on Shang-Chi and, of course, Wonder Woman 1984, other movies that fans didn't really like. Yes, a lot of people did like Shang-Chi and Wonder Woman, but it was very divided when it comes to audience scores. There were a lot of people who didn't like these movies, who thought they felt kind of low budget. They just didn't feel as action-packed as they could have. The stories were kind of mediocre. So these are the people that are now doing this brand new He-Man Netflix movie. It says Masters of the Universe is an iconic property that shaped the imaginations of an entire generation of kids with the message of becoming the best version of yourself, Mattel Films executive producer said. With our partners at Netflix, we look forward to showing audiences that anything can happen in Eternia. We are continuing to unlock this global franchise in new ways, and we can't wait to see Kyle battle it out with Skeletor in this epic live-action saga. Now, I'm someone who is usually willing to give projects the benefit of the doubt, even if something in the past didn't turn out well. I'm hopeful for sequels, for continuations, seeing maybe if they get new writers on projects. And a big problem with the Revelation show was that Kevin Smith was a part of it, and he lied as much as he could. He had promised, oh, it's not going to be the Teela show, it's going to have a focus on He-Man, and all of those things were false. Teela ended up being one of the main characters, so did evil-lyn. He-Man was basically forced out of the show to make way for the strong, independent women, and I want to hope that this is going to be good, but it's still Netflix, and I'm still very skeptical. I don't have a lot of hope that this is going to turn out to be amazing. I'm personally someone who doesn't really think there needs to be a new He-Man live-action movie. I feel like you could just keep doing the cartoons, leave it at that. I really don't think there needs to be a new live-action film for this. But it's interesting that they're talking about, oh, anything can happen in Eternia. It makes me wonder if they're going to continue down the path of forcing He-Man out of his own films to make way for the strong, independent women. There's definitely a lot to worry about here. It says, "We've always been inspired by the fantastical world of Eternia," the producer said. "This movie has been 14 years in the making for us and our partners, and we are so excited to tell an entirely new story for the Masters of the Universe with the Need brothers and David Callahan for Mattel and Netflix and share it with a global audience." Whenever I hear the term global audience, I instantly become worried, because usually that means toned down content. In the gaming industry, at least, when we hear about companies wanting to appeal to global audiences, it means less female characters in scantily clad armor, and their body proportions are toned down, and we don't get as much blood and gore and violence because, global audiences don't like that. There's just a lot to worry about here, and I want to be hopeful, but this project already kind of sounds like a disaster. As it says, it's a reboot of the 87 film, which is itself inspired by the 80s cartoon and toy line. The project was originally being developed by Warner Brothers as early as 2004, but Sony landed the rights in 2009. And then for a few years, we didn't really hear anything about it. It was being said that it had been scrapped, that they weren't going forward with the project, and then 10 years later, they announced that they had decided to rejuvenate this project. They were going to restart production. They announced Noah Centineo was cast as He-Man, but then he exited the project in April 2021, so they lost their lead star. And that was the only big announcement with this film, but now they have cast someone new. And a lot of people on social media have a lot to say about this choice. Now, I have never really seen this actor in any work. He might be a fantastic actor, judging by his list of movies like West Side Story, but a lot of people don't really think that he looks like He-Man, and I agree. I feel like he seems like a mediocre choice. Obviously, we're not seeing him with the wig and the outfit, and maybe they can make him look really, really cool through CGI, but a lot of people don't think so. There are a lot of people saying things like Netflix makes a bad Masters of the Universe series. Everyone hates it. Netflix, and I'll fucking do it again. That's basically what they're doing. Clearly, the people at Mattel really liked the Masters of the Universe Revelation series. They must have thought that the numbers were good, sales were good for other products. We haven't heard about a confirmation about a Revelation Season 2. We don't know if they're going to do anything else with that. But it's true, a lot of fans really, really hated it. People are saying things like, cool, another show that will end in one season. And this could end up being a series, but as far as we know, it is still a film. We have no clue if that will change. But people are saying things like, I'm good, already have a He-Man movie, a badass He-Man movie, may I add. I definitely don't think that we need a continuation, a modern day continuation. People are saying things like, impressive, very nice. Now let's see the quote tweets. Disappointed. Netflix studios carefully crafting the worst effing show you've ever seen. And it's true. Netflix does have some good content, but at the same time, they create things like Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is complete and utter garbage. And if we go over to things like Rotten Tomatoes, let's just take a look at the Revelation user scores. It's got a 92% critic score. The critics absolutely loved Revelation. They thought it was amazing. They thought Kevin Smith's statements were amazing. The way he was dealing with fans was amazing. And then we look at things like the audience score, and it is an absolute disaster. Let's click on the 41% just to read a few of the audience reviews. People are saying things like, half a star. Kevin, I'm a fan. Really, I am. There were some bright spots. The animation was good, but like the first part, I couldn't get into it and felt let down by the end. This could have been fantastic. Somebody gave it another half star. A cliche-ridden cringe fest. It's hard to decide which pathetic scene made me roll my eyes the hardest. Here's 1.5 stars. The first season was okay, but the second was super cheesy. I didn't like Lena Headey's evil-lyn at all. I know she is an awesome actress, but it was so dull. There are things that have happened that were never explained. Teela jumps from one scene saying, I can do magic stuff, leave it to me, to the very next literally second seconds later saying, "I can't do this, I'm gonna stop trying." I wanted this show to be good, and I've said this multiple times, but it turned out to be a woke mess. They promised to keep HeMan the focus of the show, yet evil-lyn and Teela got the spotlight, which was really disappointing. They pushed HeMan aside, and that's not what fans wanted, clearly, as you can see by reading through all of these reviews. Someone gave it a 1 star and said I would have given it half a star if it weren't for Mark Hamill doing a solid job at voice work per usual. He got Skeletor and did him well with respect to the franchise within his limited control. As for the rest, I just felt like it was the unceremonious deconstruction of one of my favorite things I grew up with. Clearly people did not like Masters of the Universe Revelation, and with Netflix now having their creative claws in the live-action film, a lot of people are worried, and there's good reason to be worried. When we hear more about this film, I'll definitely talk about it again. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.